In your budget address and in your budget, you're asking for a minimum wage increase, $7.25 to $12. How does that help the budget or the state in general?
If you, well, I think it does a lot of good things for the state. Let's start with the budget. If you just, without raising any taxes, you just have an increase, and there's 55,000 people who are making $7.25 now. The majority of people making minimum wage are actually adults.
And it's not a livable wage.
And
let's all be realistic.
That's
right.
True. So someone making $7.25 an hour working full-time is below the poverty level in the United States. For the most part, if they are trying to support a family, they have to use CHIP, the health insurance program for children. They are probably using food stamps. So we're all paying for it.
And they probably have maybe two of those minimum wage jobs.
And they probably have
yeah.
two jobs. So they're not taking care of their family. They're not doing the things that we need them to do to create those strong families. So it's just, there are all kinds of opportunity costs. If we went to a $12 minimum wage, that would create tax revenues. The Revenue Department figures income tax and sales tax of around $100 million. Additional $100 million without doing anything with taxes. I think it would probably be more than that. If you just look at, let's just take, back of the envelope kind of calculations. Let's say you go from $7.25 to $12. That's what, $4.75. Let's just say, on average, because there are only 55,000 people on minimum wage, there are about 1.3 million, 1.4 million who would benefit from that. But let's say, on average, it's $1 increase an hour, on average, for those 1.4 million. And let's say that it's only 1 million people. It's $1 increase for those 1 million people, and they're working full-time. A full-time job is about 2,000 hours a year. That's $2 billion more in disposable income that we're creating. Now, if you're making around minimum wage, you're probably going to spend, you're not going to save that much. You're going to probably spend it. That's $2 billion more dollars going into the Pennsylvania economy, to stores, to restaurants. Some of that, of course, will be spent on food and clothing, but some of it will be spent on things that have a sales tax attached to it. So the impact on the economy should be good, too, because that $2 billion is going to places that also hire people. So the impact of an increase in minimum wage is a good thing. Final thing is, in a free market economy, one of the things that we don't do so well is that the free market economy is the sum total of the individual decisions that employers, people, consumers make. And one of the things that the free market doesn't do all that well is create livable wages. There can be a race to the bottom. It's one of the reasons Henry Ford raised his rates, because he wanted to make sure people could afford to pay for his cars. And I think we need to make sure that we have consumers who have disposable income so that they can spend money in our economy and allow employers and entrepreneurs to create the jobs we need them to create.